My tripod is set so weirdly it might fall any second. What's up, YouTube? I'm going to show you a recipe for my pre-workout smoothie. I just woke up like 15 minutes back and I'm going in for legs workout. And this is what I have like pre-workout. It is amazing. It is so delicious. It's so yum. So chocolatey and mangoey. This is about 1.5 mangoes, about 150 grams of mangoes, fresh cut mangoes because it's seasonal and I love it. I'm gonna add raspberries, frozen raspberries to it, about 100 to 150 grams of frozen raspberries. Sick raspberry pulp. It's not even frozen. Always add a fat source to your smoothie because fat helps in the absorption of the nutrients in the smoothie. This is cacao nibs, which is what I'm adding for the fat source today. But you could add in like chia seeds or flax seeds or anything of that sort. Even though adding a fat source pre-workout, people say it's going to slow you down, it doesn't slow you down. Especially a plant-based fat source, I'm going to go for a 2 hours legs workout after this. After like 10 grams of cacao nibs and it doesn't slow you down. I also will be adding half a scoop of protein powder. This is Sun Warrior's chocolate flavored protein pre-workout, and then I'm gonna have half a scoop post-workout. I always start my mornings with a smoothie, and most of the times my smoothie has the protein powder in it. I'll also be adding peanut butter powder just because it has a little bit of extra protein, mostly because it tastes so good. About 12 grams of peanut butter chocolate powder, which makes the smoothie just taste yum. Okay, so that is my smoothie. I'm going to blend it in and ice and water, of course, and then show you how it looks. And that's how red my smoothie looks. I don't know if I can see, it's so beautiful. You know how, like, smoothie. You know how they say that by like eating whole food versus like if you mill them and make it into flour, the glycemic index increases of the grains. So it's better to eat like whole grains than to eat flour, like chapatis, because the glycemic index is drastically higher when you make it into a grain and the surface area increases. The same effect doesn't happen with fruits. So when you smoothie them or you blend them into smoothies, they still the fiber content is still intact and the glycemic index doesn't increase, obviously. And it's so much better to have a smoothie pre-workout. Reason being, it's faster in absorption and you get all the nutrients you want. My mangoes, my fruits are basically the carb source here, which is going to fuel me for my workout. And of course, there's a little bit of protein and fat also. So that's my pre-workout smoothie, guys. Try this recipe out and let me know if you like it, especially because mangoes are in season and it's so beautiful right now, and don't miss out on all the nutrients mangoes have to offer. Don't be scared or shy to eat mangoes. You're not going to gain weight. Cheers. I hope you like this. Bye. I'm wearing a sweatshirt because it's super comfy. Also, my t-shirt coat is so cute. What's up, guys? I wanted to talk about high carbs and basically rice and brown rice and white rice and what is one better than the other. A lot of my clients keep asking this, and a lot of them, a lot of the clients are mostly very surprised when I tell them to go on a high carb diet versus high fat or high protein, and they're still losing weight. So first, let's just talk about white rice versus brown rice, and if one is better than the other. Um, the only difference between white rice and brown rice is the brown rice has the hulk, the outer shell, and the white rice, when the brown rice is milled, the hulk is removed off, and the polished rice is the white rice. Um, the most common argument which I hear is the glycemic index, or the amount of spike in insulin when you eat white rice is much higher than when you eat brown rice. So people say it's going to make you fat because there's more of a spike in insulin when you eat white rice. It's higher in what they say glycemic index. Glycemic index is basically a number which basically says how high, like when you eat the food, how much sugar is released in the body. The higher the GI, then the more sugar is released in the body, and you should stay away from high GI food. Correct. White rice is higher in GI than brown rice by only 10 points. It's not a very, very huge difference. It's slightly higher in GI than brown rice. But when was the last time you just had rice by itself? Now, a lot of factors change the GI of food. For example, when you add fiber to your food, when you add fiber to your high GI food, fiber could be fruits, vegetables, pulses, lentils, all of these are loaded in fiber. When you add insoluble fiber to your food, the GI of the food decreases. So when was the last time you just had rice by itself? If you just have like a bowl of white rice by itself, then yeah, it's very high or it's higher in GI than brown rice. But mostly we have rice with either steamed vegetables, boiled vegetables, or dal or curries or something which has fiber. Like, we don't have rice by itself, so that reduces the glycemic index of the food item. So if you look at that, then white rice with fiber is almost the same GI as brown rice. Second thing is your nutrition content. Brown rice, because of the external hulk, has is much better in terms of nutrition content, or has more nutrients and vitamins than white rice does. That's right. Brown rice does have a little bit more nutrients than white rice does. But again, if you look at an overall meal, there's nothing really in brown rice which you're not already getting from your overall meal of your rice and veggies. So as long as you're taking in your veggies or your curry or your lentils or whatever you're adding to your white rice, you're getting pretty much all of the nutrients which you would get from brown rice. So there's nothing additional which you're getting from brown rice which white rice doesn't already have. So really, again, there's not much of a difference between white and brown rice. I always suggest my clients keep switching up. All of the rice, like brown rice, black rice, white rice, red rice, have slightly different nutrition content, and based on your body's requirements, keep switching them up. Don't stick to only one kind of rice, keep switching it. But white rice is really not all that evil. In fact, mm, um, one thing which you should be concerned about is um, the soil in which the rice is grown. Unless you know that your rice is organically grown without pesticides, a lot of the times the soil in which the rice is grown and the water used to fertilize and grow rice has something called arsenic. Arsenic is basically poisonous to the human body. It's carcinogenic, it leads to cancer. And the hulk of the brown rice is where the arsenic is most stored. So when rice is grown and either the soil is contaminated with arsenic or the water is contaminated with arsenic, a little bit of the arsenic gets stored in the hulk of the brown rice. Now, it's not a lot to kill you, or it's not very, very poisonous, but if you're consistently having brown rice all your life, then and not switching it up and doing it on a regular basis, and the rice which comes has a lot of arsenic content, then that could be dangerous for the body. So, in that terms, when you look at it, then in the white rice, which is polished, the hulk is removed, and you shouldn't have to worry about arsenic content in it, and it's a little bit less poisonous, if you call it. Of course, arsenic in rice or arsenic acid in rice is not one of the biggest concerns, but and rice in general, if you look at it, has very less quantity of arsenic, but brown rice does have more than white rice. So if you don't know the source of your rice, if you're getting, like, let's say Dawat or some big brand, just write an email to them and find out if they grow your rice organically without any pesticide. And if you're not sure of the source of your rice, then I would say white rice is much better. I mean, in terms of just coming to fat loss, like I said, you don't have to worry about GI, you don't have to worry about the nutrition content in brown rice being higher than in white rice. Keep switching up. Your fat loss basically depends on your overall caloric consumption and how much you're burning. Most people who are not losing weight are not working out. It's as simple as that. Your physical activity is very, very low, which is why you're not losing weight. Increase your physical activity. Do not cut down on food. A lot of times when I'm working with clients also, we set up a caloric limit, and then when they want to achieve their goals faster, I tell them, just add another 20 or 15 minutes of extra physical activity versus cutting 100 to 100 calories on. You should not be doing that. It's going to screw up your metabolism. I have a lot of times when I'm not very, very concerned about my fat loss, and when I'm not very, very concerned about reaching a goal in a particular deadline, I mostly always have white rice, because that's what's cooked at home and that's what's cooked for everyone, and I don't measure it separately. And white rice is absolutely, I mean, you're not going to gain weight by taking in white rice. In fact, if anything, it's a little bit easier to digest and better when you're looking at it post workout. So if you just finish your workout, you'd rather have white rice because it's faster in terms of digestion, and much, much easier on the system, and you need something very fast in terms of digestion post workout. So in that way, white rice is better. So rice is not the culprit, guys. In fact, white rice is definitely not the culprit, and rice in general overall is not the culprit. I've recently come across a couple of studies which says adding animal protein to your rice, in fact, increases the glycemic index. So, and animal protein is protein, it's not even carbs, but adding that combination of animal protein and um, rice actually increases your glycemic index. So if I think you should be worried about that. But no, white rice is not going to cause you to gain weight. Don't worry about it. you'd rather have white rice than you have some junk food. So, it's the safest. In fact, half of the world's populations, the staple food is rice, and we've been surviving on rice for the longest time. So, and carbs in general. So, don't worry about rice consumption. Worry about your overall physical activity, and worry about how much you're burning and if you've been overeating. A lot of times humans don't. We are not designed to overeat. Our mind generally signals us to stop eating. Um, Only time when we tend to overeat is when we are distracted. Either we are on our cell phones or we are watching something, and it's basically mindless eating. You're just constantly eating, or you're emotional eating maybe. So that could be a reason. Also, when you're trying to lose weight, cut down on fat in general. It's not the rice which is the culprit. Especially working with clients in India, one-on-one personal training clients, when I tell them that you're going to be on a high carb diet and eat a lot of rice, um, they think any kind of rice is fine. So like having biryanis and rice which is like tempered with oils and ghee is fine. The ghee and the oil is a culprit, and that's what's going to cause you to weight gain. Yes, you need a little bit of fat, but take your fat from sources which, like avocados and nuts and seeds, where you're getting your fat, you're getting fiber, you're getting a lot of vitamins and nutrients. If you're just adding oil as your source of fat, oil is empty calories. It's just fat. It doesn't have any nutrients. It doesn't have any other nutritional value except fat, and that's not good for you. So if you're trying to lose weight, just cut down on fat. Don't have biryani. Don't have rice which is tempered in a lot of oil and fats. Just have white rice with vegetables, steamed or boiled vegetables, or white rice with lentils, mostly curry, like lentil curry, like dal mostly, or red lentil curry, something like that. Amazing. It tastes amazing. Use a lot of spices and temper with water. Like you still use your onions and garlic and cinnamon and all the Indian spices, or all kind of any spices, which is all very very good. Has a lot of medicinal properties. But just don't use oils. That's it, and it really tastes the same. I mean, you temper with water or oil, unless using a lot of oil, then the food just becomes oily. But otherwise, it just tastes the same. There's no difference. So try that out, guys. It might help. I hope this video was helpful to you, and if you do like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow. Also leave a comment below letting me know what kind of videos you like to see me. If you want to see me do more workouts, if you want to see me make videos in terms of this, answering questions. If you have questions, put it in the comment and I'm going to try and make a video on that. And that's about it. Cheers guys, have a good day. Bye. Oh, I forgot. I'm also going to be talking about in the next video, maybe not right now, how rice as a whole grain is much better than having wheat flour, not only because of the gluten content, or chapatis, rice being much better than chapatis because rice being a whole grain. I'm going to be doing that on my next video though. Cheers guys, have a good day, bye.